We are live. Let me close that thing over there. Any people? Might have to wait a few minutes. Like,
This is probably like, Gung
you
is
know.
live.
Yeah.
Should I join?
Yeah. You're getting a notification? Sure. Actually, though, let's try it and see what it looks like
There you go.
on that. There's two people.
It's a little delayed.
I guess that means that.
There's two people on.
So if you say something like, "Oh, how are you?" Good. How are you? Let's see. Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're the first person on our live.
Besides me.
Besides you.
Okay.
Let me just see something here. All right. So let me just say,
Hi.
Hi there, Gimju. Okay, so that's
Okay,
you.
so it's
All
working.
right. Okay,
It's
good.
Okay, I'm gonna leave now, so we don't need to see this.
No.
Do you want to have it on?
No, I don't want to have it on, but I still want to see like. Okay. Okay, so it comes out like that. I just wanted to see what comes up. 안녕하세요. This is my notebook. I'm a little nervous. What if I get like bad comments? You know?
You'll be fine.
결혼했어요, 선생님? Are we married?
Yep.
We are married.
He's
We are married. He's taken. You're taken too. Most people like you more than they like me.
They said they were waiting for this time.
I'm waiting for this time. Oh, he's been waiting.
They were waiting, yeah.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you
Thank
too.
We're actually getting 15 people now. Nice. I have some notes here, guys, for you. If I need to write stuff down, I'll write it down. 오케이. 지금이 몇 시냐? 오케이, 5분이 지났네 벌써. 감사합니다, 여러분. 오케이. 지금 한 18명, 거의 한 20명 정도 들어오셨는데, 첫 라이브예요. 저번에 제가 이제 라이브라는 거를 사실 있는지도 모르고 다른 영상들을 보다가 여기 라이브가 있네 해서 이걸 해봤는데, 시스템이 좋더라고요. 유튜브에서 이렇게 하는 게. 그래서 테스트로 한번 해보고 이번에 처음으로 공개하는 걸로 해서 지금 들어왔습니다. 여러분 10,000명 너무너무 감사드리고요. Thank you so much for the 10,000. And I'm just blown away by some of the videos that just got a lot of attention in such little time. Should I tell them my age? I don't want to tell them my age. 반 50 넘었습니다. 반 50 넘고요. 이제 거의.
Maybe let them guess, and at the end of the video.
Yeah, no, I just told him I'm half 50. I'm more than half 50. So, yeah. So without further ado, oops. Let me try and write it. Without further ado. ADO.
Yeah, my keyboard's really small.
Without further ado, let's talk about. A lot of people are like asking questions about us.
Yeah.
자, 여러분, 그래서 일단은 오늘 라이브 이렇게 시간 내주셔서 너무 감사드리고, 이게 지금 6시 반이 제가 오후에 수업이 있다 보니까 밤 늦게 원래 하려 했었어요. 근데 이제 밤 늦게 하면은 여러분들한테는 좋지만 제가 오늘 시간이 안 되기 때문에 그랬고, 아마 한 11시, 12시, 밤 11시, 12시쯤에 할 거예요, 다음에는. 그래서 오늘 시간이 안 돼서 못 오신 분들을 위해서 그때 할 거고, 오늘 아마 6시 반이라는 시간이 사실 저녁 시간이고 한데 이렇게 나와주셔서 너무너무 감사드려요. 오늘 제가 한 45분 동안 켜놓을 건데, 오늘 집중적으로 이야기할 게, 물론 여러분들의 질문을 좀 답하는 시간을 갖고 싶지만 저희 개인적인 질문보다 여러분들을 위해서, 저는 여러분들이 어떻게 생각하는지에 대해서 궁금하고, 여러분들이 이 타이핑을 하면서 좀 저랑 이제 이렇게 소통하는 시간을 가졌으면 좋겠어요. 여러분들이 영어로 타이핑을 하고 저는 그거를 읽고 여러분들도 한번 따라 읽어 보고 그런 식으로 영어 회화 수업을 했으면 좋겠어요. 여러분들 다 영상 켜고 영상 보면서 얼굴 보면서 이야기하면 좋겠지만 사실 25 명이라는 분들을 위해서 이렇게 다 그렇게 할 수는 없잖아요. 그래서 제가 영어로 어떤 것을 질문을 하면 여러분들이 대답을 해 주시고 어 대답을 해 주신 분들을 좋은 답변들을 제가 읽고 그것도 또 여러분들이 같이 한번 읽어 보고 고런 식으로 어 수업을 진행했으면 좋겠어요. 음 아마 한 10분 지금이 5분 지금 딱 지나가고 있으니까 딱 10분 뒤에 영어로 시작을 할게요. 그전에 질문 혹시 있으면 제가 질문을 좀 받고 딱 10시 여기 한국 여기 시간이 10 시구나. 6시 한 50 분쯤 돼서 그때 이제 본격적으로 영어로 수업을 진행을 할게요. 어차피 시간을 좀 지나면 사람들이 또 더 어차피 더 들어오고 하니까 위에서부터 좀 질문을 한번 읽어 볼게요. I'm gonna answer some questions.
Yeah, go for
결혼했어요, 선생님? 결혼했습니다. 예. 결혼했고요. 작년에 결혼했어요. 네. 몇 살이세요는 제가 아까 말씀드렸지만 반 50은 넘었고요. 네, 이제 곧 뭐 30이 가깝다고 보면 돼요. Almost 30 now. 네.
it.
I'm almost 30. Yeah. 어
No.
without further ado 여러분 그게 무슨 말일까요? 제가 아까 여기 적었는데 without further ado 그거 혹시 많이 들어보셨나요? Without further ado 이런 얘기 제가 많이 할 거예요. Without further ado
Right now we live in Paris.
well right now
Well, right now we're staying in Venice, but we're about to go back.
Mhm.
Paris, France.
추측도 못하겠어요 무슨 뜻인지. 괜찮아요. Let me see. I wonder how it shows up. Let me see something here.
What are you looking for?
How it shows up.
That's a hard thing to translate because
Exactly.
it's not really.
Exactly. 더 이상의 어려움 없이. 이렇게 나오네. 이게 저는 네이버 사전을 가끔가다 써요. 왜냐면 저도 이제 뭐 번역을 전문적으로 하진 않고 통번역을 제가 이제 예전에 했었는데 통번역 학과를 나온 게 아니고 저는 이제 뭐 극장예술학과 배우하려고 극장예술학과를 나왔지만 통번역을 하려고 한 게 아니고 번역에 대한 이런 관심은 있지만 전문적으로 번역을 하는 사람은 아니에요. 그러나 가끔 가다가 이런 영어 사전, 영한 사전을 찾아보면 '이렇게 뜻을 해석하나.'라는 식으로 좀 뭔가 의아해하는 부분들이 굉장히 많아요. 더 이상의 어려움 없이 이렇게 나오네. 더 이상의 어려움 없이. 그 이상의 말이 없이. 뭐 이거는 괜찮아요. 그 이상의 말이 없이. 그럼 이걸 언제 쓸까요, 우리가?
Adieu. Adieu means it's kind of from nobody uses that. It's from older English, but it's basically like to have a adieu is like we're not gonna without further action, without further.
Adieu is you don't use the word adieu by itself. Do you?
No. Adieu is agitation, fuss,
This is
doing
much
stuff.
ado about nothing.
So without further ado means like without any more fuss, without any more action, without doing anything else, sort of. But no one really says.
adieu says it's a state of frustration or agitation. adieu라는 단어는 우리가 흔히 절대는 아니지만 뭐 거의 안 쓴다고 보면 돼요. 이 adieu라는 단어 자체로는 쓰지 않는다. 그러니까 우리가 왜 회화를 배우는 이유가 제 생각을 좀 이제 곧 하겠지만 얘기 곧 나올 거지만 참 신기한 게 쓰지 않는다. 참 신기한 게 단어 하나하나로 봤을 때는 말이 절대로 안 나오고 안 되고 단어 하나하나로 봤을 때 뜻이 '어 이게 이렇게 해석이 돼?' 라고 뭔가 말이 안 되는 부분들이 굉장히 많아요, 회화 용어에서. 그렇기 때문에 그렇기 때문에 제가 영어 회화라는 그거를 가르치면서 '아 이거는 영어 회화는 영어 그냥 시험 영어와는 정말, 정말 별개다.'라는 생각으로 그런 생각을 계속 많이 하고 있어요. 음 without further ado는 물론 여기서 더 이상의 어려움 없이라고 이야기를 했지만 "지금부터 뭐뭐 할게요."라는 그런 느낌이에요. "Without further ado, let's start the class." 이렇게 이야기하면은 아 뭐 이제 다른 얘기하지 말고 지금부터 이야기할게요. 그 이상의 말이 없이 라기보다 어 지금부터 그냥 이렇게 할게요. 예. 더 이상 이제 다른 얘기하지 않고 음.
This is interesting. You tripping.
You tripping?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
음. 이 초등학교 4 학년인데 there's a fourth grader here. 초등학생 안녕하세요. 제니 씨 제니 님. 음. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a fourth grader watching my content.
Well, I mean,
Okay, let's read. 쉽게 긴장 못 풀겠어. 이 말 영어로. It's like I'm very nervous. I can't it's hard to be less nervous. I'd have to think about that. 이 긴장 쉽게 긴장 못 풀겠어.
like how to say that in English.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like you're really nervous, but it's hard to be not nervous. Like hard to be less nervous. Is there a phrase for that?
Hard. Like she's trying, or they're trying to be less,
Yeah.
like feel less nervous, but they
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah. I'm sure there is.
Um, I don't know. That's hard. I think people would usually just say like,
쉽게
I'm
긴장을
so nervous or I'm so anxious and
Mhm.
I can't calm down
Mm.
or something, or like
Mhm.
I can't. You would just say I can't calm down or I can't be.
이런 얘기 있어요. 그러니까 you know, this isn't strictly related to being nervous, but we say this a lot. 이 얘기를 많이 해요. It's easier said than done. It's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's a good phrase. But
이거 굉장히 많이 해요. It's easier said than done. 아까 제니 학생 4학년이라고 하는데 부모님이 이거 보고 있는 거 알아요? It's easier said than done. 자, oops, sorry, my bad. Said.
yeah.
I can't type on your keyboard.
Maybe I
이게 제
should do this
컴퓨터가
time.
아니에요. Maybe you should.
Although I know the correct.
It's easier said than done. 이게 뭔 말일까요? 긴장을 못 풀겠어요라는 거는 사실 쉽게 말하는 방법은 없어요. 우리가 그냥 풀어서 이야기해야 돼요. I'm nervous, but I can't be nervous. I can't not be nervous. It's very hard to be not nervous. 좀 풀어서 이야기해야 되는데 이런 얘기를 많이 한단 말이에요. It's easier said than done.
Like you would use that if somebody says like,
Hi,
just
Bliss.
calm down. You would like be like, oh, I'm so nervous or I'm so stressed, and somebody says, just calm down, and you can say, it's easier said than done. Like I can't. I'm trying, but I can't.
그렇죠. 제니 학생한테 예를 들어서 선생님이 아 제니야 너 좀 긴장 좀 풀어 이랬어. 제니야 긴장 좀 풀어 이랬어. 그러면은 제니가 나한테 Oh, it's easier said than done. 말하는 거야 쉽지. 말하는 게 하는 것보다 더 쉬워. 그 뜻입니다. 예를 들어서 다른 사람들이 그렇지 말하기는 쉽지. 야 말로 하기는 쉽지. 네가 해 봐. 약간 이런 거 있잖아요. 그러니까 말로는 긴장 풀어라는 건 쉽지만 정말 긴장 풀어라는 게 정말 쉽지가 않지. It's easier said than done. Okay. Bliss is the one that's been commenting on my video like every single time. I remember you from I can because your profile picture also is very very distinct. It's very unique. Um, but let's go back up. We need to go back up because
The
there's some
slang,
other
right?
questions. Yeah, you can answer that one. You
You
tripping?
tripping? Yeah, it's definitely slang. Hear it a lot in LA. You tripping, like some people would use it as in like you're joking, or you're like you can't possibly be telling the truth, right? Like it's I don't believe it is kind of like if you're telling a story and you're like, oh, and then this guy, like his car flipped over, and then somebody would be like, you tripping, like you must be lying, there's no way that actually happened. It's like disbelieving. I do
You tripping?
that's that's kind of, and you can use it in a more positive or a more unbelieving negative way, but
이런 단어들은 이런 슬랭들은 사실 제가 많이 웬만하면 학생들한테 가르치지 않아요. 왜냐면은 왜 우리도 한국어를 외국인들한테 예를 들어서 가르칠 때 우리가 사투리를 가르치지 않잖아요. 사투리하는 방식을 가르치지 않잖아요. 아니면은 뭐 쩐다 뭐 이런 거를 먼저 가르치진 않잖아요. "야 개 쩔어. 야 개 쩔어. 겁나 쩔어." 이런 거를 먼저 가르치지 않아요. 그래서 물론 어느 수준에 따라 다르겠지만 이런 것들은 제가 물론 답하고 넘어갈게요. tripping 뭐 "You must be lying." right? "You must be lying." "You must be joking." "You must be kidding."
you're kidding, right? No way. Those are also.
like "No way."
Mhm.
right? 오케이. 하고 넘어갈게요. 형수님 completely lovely. You're a lucky man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. It's my honor to see you on live. The honor is mine. It is morning here. It is 10:40. 자, okay. I think I'm gonna do like one last question and then we're gonna go straight on to what do you want? Okay. Oh, this is an interesting question. Hi. How many years did it take you for you to think that you felt listening English is easy as much as Korean? Good question. Good question. 그런 거 있어요. 여러분, 제가 다음 영상으로 만들 게 뭐 해외파, 국내파 이렇게 나누는 거에 대해서 제가 이야기를 할 거예요. 근데 저는 솔직히 말하면 저는 그 시기가 좋았다고 생각을 해요. 저는 시기가 좋았다고 생각을 해요. 저는 자신 있게 영어를 거의 완벽하게 할 수 있는 그 기간이 한 1 년에서 1년 반 정도라고 생각을 해요. 저는 1년 반 안에 영어를 거의 마스터했다고 보시면 돼요. 근데 이 자신 있게 이렇게 하고 뭐 뭐 겁나 되게 막 이렇게 거만하네 이게 아니라 시기가 좋았어요. 시기가 좋았어요. I could say that I learned English almost fluently in about a year and a half or maybe 2 years. I could say that confidently. But 시기가 정말 좋았어요, 시기가 좋았다는 게 뭐냐면은 제가 미국에 한 9 살 한국 나이로 11 살 10 살에 갔어요. 뉴저지 지역으로 동부 쪽으로. 근데 이제 미국에 갔을 때는 아예 알파벳만 갓 알파벳만 떼고 간 상태였어요. 그래서 Hi, hello, I can speak English 이거밖에 못 했어요. 근데 가서 2년 안에 어떻게 영어를 배웠냐면 한국 친구들이랑 이렇게 이야기하면서 음 한국말을 거의 안 쓰는 지역으로 갔어요. 그러니까 한국인들도 거의 없고 외국인들만 있으니까 어차피 영어를 써야 되니까. 그런 상황에 있다 보니까 그리고 나이도 굉장히 중요하고 그런 상황에 놓여 있으니까 정말 빨리 배우게 되더라고요. 그래서 저는 그 질문을 대답하자면 저는 2년 안팎으로 저는 다 배웠다고 저는 생각을 해요. 네. 근데 그런 거 있어요 여러분. 그런 상황을 본인이 스스로 그 상황을 만들어야 돼요. 그러니까 친구들을 만들어서 친구들이랑 이야기하든지 아니면 해외 가서도 한국인들이랑 대화하지 않고 외국인들이랑 대화할 수 있는 그런 상황을 만들어서 그런 상황에 본인을 투입시키든지 둘 중에 하나예요. 네. I hope that answers your question. 질문 대답이 되셨길 바라고요. 감사합니다, 진아 씨. Okay. She's like, thank you for the all the phrases you're teaching me. Okay, 좋아요. All right, so 10:53. We're going to start the lesson here. 지금부터 영어로 하겠습니다. 지금부터 영어로예요. 그러니까 지금부터 영어로 한다는 거는 여러분, 제가 이거 자주 하죠. 지금부터 영어로 하겠습니다. 이거는 이렇게 이야기하면은 여러분 다 영어로 댓글에 댓글 코멘트 영어로 적어 주셔야 됩니다. 한국말로 적어 주신 거는 제가 읽지 않을 거예요. 지금부터 영어로 하겠습니다. It's good for you, right? Because we're speaking in English. All right, so we are doing everything in English. If I see Korean, I'll just ignore it. I want to ask you some questions, and I want you to ask me questions in English as well. Most of the questions will be related to our conversational goals, English goals, and the reason why we choose to learn. Okay. English conversational. Okay. I'm getting a lot of spelling errors here. This is not my computer. Okay. Conversation English goals and the reason why we choose to learn conversation English. Okay. All right. Let's try it. Let's try it. Yes. NPR? What does that mean?
Also, really quickly, I
Yeah.
just want to ask, somebody asked this question earlier. It's pretty easy to answer. So, hi and hello. Hello is more formal, and you would probably use hello in an interview. You could also go by whatever tone they set, though. So in an interview, if they say hi, welcome, then they're setting the tone themselves as kind of like a more casual. You might say hello, but you could also say hi, nice to meet you. They're not super separated, but hello is technically more formal, so it's a safe bet.
So can you put that in one? Can you make that more succinct?
Sure. Yeah.
And say it slower.
Hello is more formal than hi. They're not that different, and it's not wrong to say hi. But to be safe, especially in an interview, I would say hello.
Good. Great. Awesome. Try.
Which one?
That's so funny.
Huh?
Right here. Don't read it. Don't read it.
Oh.
Okay. Anyway, why do you learn? Why are you here? And don't say because of her. Don't say that. Why are you watching my content? Why? Why are you? Or I'll say, why do you? Because you guys do it constantly. You guys are my subscribers. 40 people. I'm hoping you guys are all my subscribers. You do it consistently. That's why you're not just doing it. You do. Why do you watch? Why do you watch my videos? Okay. I'd like to get some answers. Why do you watch my and don't say because of her. Meaning, why do you learn? My content is, I would say, 90% conversational English lessons. Conversational English lessons and content based on English. Okay. Why do you watch my content? Just want to ask you. To be good at English. Very good. Okay. That's a good answer. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah, okay. Thank you. No, it's not about that. No.
And your
Okay,
content's also
and helpful.
There you
Okay,
go.
good. Helpful. Okay, and make it more realistic. Good. Okay. Feel ah, J Lim, you said feel content. Or does he mean content?
I feel the content you
Okay.
make is more
Oh, I
realistic.
see. Content you made more realistic.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay.
Short but informative. That's
Short but informative. Very good answer. Thank you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
Zookeeper.
Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, okay. Now, this is what, thank you. 찬하게님 감사합니다. Thank you, 찬하게. Very, very good answer. And that's exactly what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. 찬하게, for example, works as a zookeeper in a Korean zoo. He meets a lot of foreign people. He actually is in a position where he needs to speak a lot of English. So for him or her, it feels very important to watch a lot of content and to improve his or her English, right? Mm. Oh, I see. Okay, that's the one that somebody said. What is NPR?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, good. I want to go back to Chanage. There's got to be some sort of reason. There has to be a big reason why you want to learn it. Chanage, for example, needs to, for his job, he or she wants to be able to communicate with foreign people. And if you do, I bet you'll do better at your job. If you do, you will be better at your job. And that's a really, really good reason. For example, for me, I'm in Paris. I live in Paris. It is hard for me to improve my French because I don't feel the need to speak French. Let me say that again. It is hard to speak and learn. It is hard to learn French because it's. Did I say?
Because you don't feel the need.
Because I don't feel the need to speak French every day. Okay? This is the problem with language. This is the problem. Think about it. In Korea, it is hard to learn English because you don't feel the need to speak English every day. For me, it is hard to learn French because I don't need to speak. I don't feel the need. And why? You're in Paris. Why don't you feel the need? I'm at home
Making these videos.
at home making videos and teaching classes online.
In Korean and English.
And I mean, I do, and besides that, I go to the gym or no, let's not talk about the gym. I speak to people in English because a lot of people speak English. Okay.
Yeah.
Again.
Not motivated to.
Right. Okay. So again, it is hard to learn a language because you don't feel the need to learn or to speak that language.
You do, well, he's not saying you don't need to be good at English. You may not, you may or may not, depending on your life. But he's saying that it's harder to learn it if you don't have a reason to.
Mm-hmm.
So if your reason is just, oh, I kind of want to, it's going to be a lot harder than if you find a reason that's very important and that's your motivation. for him in France, he doesn't need to learn it because he may want to learn it. You do want to
I
learn
want to
French,
learn French.
but he doesn't need to because he's not interacting with anyone who doesn't speak English, and he's not working in a French, business or anything like that. So even though he's living in France and picking up little things, he doesn't have a need for it. So it's harder to learn.
요거 잠시 한국말로 하고 넘어갈게요. 여러분들이 계속 지금 이런 거 있어요. 여러분들 막 10년 공부했고 30년 공부했고 했는데 왜 영어가 안 늘지? 왜 5년 공부하고 10년 공부하고 왜 똑같이 했는데 왜 다 까먹고 왜 영어가 정말 안 늘지? 회화 수업해도 똑같을 거예요. 제가 수업을 해도 영어 안 늘 수밖에 없는 경우가 아까 지금 이거 다시 한번 제가 읽어보세요. It is hard to learn French 말고 English로 바꿔보세요. It is hard to learn English because I don't feel the need to speak English every day. 여러분들이 정말 영어 말하는 게 필요한가요? 필요한지 생각을 해보세요. 만약에 필요하지 않다고 생각을 하시면은 그 필요하게끔 상황을 만드시는 거예요. 무슨 말인지 이해해요? 아까 잔하게님으로 다시 돌아가자면은 정말 영어 회화를 배워야 된다는 이유도 알고 영어 회화가 얼마나 중요한지는 아는데 왜 우리가 영어 회화를 계속 못 배우는지 잔하게님 같은 거는 그 필요한 상황이 있어요. 상황이 있단 말이에요. 꼭 써야 되는 이유가 있어요. 우리 흔히 여러분들 출퇴근하시고 퇴근하시고 집에 와서 뭐 영어 공부하겠다 해서 앉잖아요. 근데 정말 늘기가 쉽지 않는 이유가 그 필요성을 잘 못 느끼기 때문이에요. 필요성을. 필요성을 어떻게 우리가 찾을 수 있냐? 필요성은 제가 봤을 때는 사람들이랑 이야기하는 그 친구를 만들어서 친구랑 꼭 이야기하게끔 하는 그 방법이 첫 번째고, 근데 그 방법이 쉽지가 않죠. 친구를 어떻게 사귀냐 뭐 이것도 있지만 한국에서 뭐 외국인들 어떻게 사귀어, 뭐 지방에 있는 분들은 친구들 어떻게 사귀어요. 하여간 첫 번째는 외국인들이랑 대화하는 게 최고예요. 두 번째는 여러분들이 그 상황을 정말 그 필요성을 찾게끔 그 상황에 투입시키는 거예요. 그 투입시키는 그거는 결국에는 또 이제 우리의 목표와 또 연관돼 있죠. 매일 뭐뭐뭐뭐를 하는 거예요. 매일 사람들이 없어도 매일 거울 보면서 이야기하고 매일 말을 한번 해보고 그 10분 동안 꼭 말을 하게끔 그 시간을 여러분들이 스스로 만드시는 거예요. Okay. 지금부터 다시 영어로 또 들어가겠습니다. Going back to English. I'm going to read some questions. I'm going to read some questions. Keller said you don't need to be good at English. I don't know what that means.
This one I answered.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay, yours is easy to follow. Thank you. I tried to make it as simple as possible. I tried to make it short. Some people ask, why are you not explaining it? You didn't explain it. Whatever. If I explain it, you don't watch it.
It's too long.
If I explain, it's hard because some people say, your videos, it's too long. It's some people are like, it's too short. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Taiwan. There are times when I have to communicate in English with Taiwanese people.
Very good.
I would say that's actually a benefit of English. Whether it's good or bad, English has become the language that everybody learns.
Lingua franca.
Lingua franca all around the world. So, as much as it's unfair, it's, learning English can help in any country you go to where you don't speak the language, because they're very likely to speak at least a little bit of English.
Yeah. So, 청년형구님, very, very good reason for you to learn English, right? It's a very good reason. It's a very good motivation for you to learn English, and you feel the necessity to learn English. 청년형구 will improve a lot. You will improve a lot. I can vouch for you right now.
Australia is tough. They're very different. I mean, of
Okay.
course, the accent
Yeah.
makes a difference. But also, I know in Australia, I was born in Australia actually, but I didn't live there for very long. But you know, they not only have an accent, but even though it's the same English, they have a lot of phrases and ways that they use words or phrases that are different than British or American English. So sometimes there can be
Sorry, I just read the comment.
oh.
Keep going. Sorry.
There can be, you know, it can be very confusing. Also, they might take things a different way, or for some reason, I don't know this personally, but there could be a reason why to an Australian ear it's harder to understand a Korean accent than it is for an American ear for whatever reason. I don't know, but sometimes depending on the accent you speak and you are used to hearing, it can be harder to understand other accents. So that could also be part of it. What?
I mean, I drank my water for like 2 seconds, and somebody says, "I love your cup."
Well, it is a
How did
cool
they know?
cup.
It is a cool cup. It's not mine.
It's handmade in Murano.
Okay, this 치읓 차차차차차창 그게 뭔지 모르겠네. So this person here. What is your take on that? I would actually like you to answer that. Okay, let me read that for you. Do you think going abroad is the best way to learn English? Because it is really hard to speak English in Korea, and I feel like I feel like I haven't been improving. Okay.
Yes, I think that living or staying in the country that you're learning the language of is the best way to do it. But it's not always, I mean, that's not always an available option for everybody. But if you can, I would say yes, that's the best way to do it. And I mean, of course, while you're there, the more you cut yourself off from whatever language you're comfortable with, and force yourself to be in annoying situations that force you to speak the language, no matter how little you speak it, that's how you improve. I mean, your brain wants it only going to learn something really well that it feels it has to learn. So if you are forcing yourself into those situations where you have to speak the language, you're going to learn it a lot faster, which is why it's hard when you're in Korea trying to learn English, because you can study English at home or in school, and then when you go out, you're immediately speaking Korean the rest of the day. So your brain is only thinking about English for like an hour, 2 hours, however long you're studying it. As opposed to in another country, you go to the grocery store, or you grab a coffee, or you are at the bookstore, or even walking to and from anywhere, you're immersed in always listening to that language.
I agree, but I disagree. Agree to disagree.
Okay.
I don't agree with my wife. Yung. I'm gonna do a video on this next. It'll go up. The new video will come up either today or tomorrow. Going abroad is good. So I agree. Abroad is good. And I think the question was, is it the best way to learn English? I don't think it's the best way to learn English. Do you want to go abroad just to learn English? Ask yourself that. Do you go abroad just to learn English? Because that's stupid. Again, do you go abroad just to learn English? Am I going to Paris just to learn French? Think about that. Is it the best way? It's not the best way, because I can learn English just as well. I can learn French just as well right now in Italy or in Korea. And I'll talk about this more in the video. 잠시 한국말로 할게요, 여러분들 위해서. 이거 너무너무 좋은 질문이어가지고 여러분들이 이런 질문들을 가끔가다 해요. 해외를 나가야지만 굳이 영어를 배우냐? 아니면은 영어를 배우려고 미국에 가야겠다. 이거 그렇게 하지 마세요. 왜 영어를 배우려고 미국에 가요? 미국에 가는 이유는 저는 미국에 가는 이유 단 하나였어요. 할리우드에 도전해 보려고. 영어 배우를 물론 영어를 좀 했었긴 했지만 미국을 가는 해외를 가는 이유는 영어를 배우려고 가면 안 돼요. 영어는 2 순위여야 돼요. 1 순위는 다른 게 있어야 돼요. 왜냐? 영어를 배우려고 가면은 다른 걸 하게 돼요. 뭐 이 왜 일단은 돈을 어떻게 벌 건데. 미국 같은 데 얼마나 물가가 한 2배 정도 돼요. LA 같은 경우는 한국의 딱 2 배예요. 그러면 돈을 어떻게 벌 거고. 영어를 배우면서 돈을 어떻게 벌 거고 말이 안 되잖아요. 일단 첫 번째는 다른 목표가 있어야 돼요. 예를 들어서 '아 돈을 벌겠다.' 그러면 서빙하겠다. 그러면 서빙하면서 한국인들이랑 어울리지 않고 미국인들이랑 어울리겠다. 그런 식으로 다른 목표를 잡는 거예요. 영어를 배우는 거는 2 순위여야 돼요. 다시 첫 번째는 저 같은 경우에 저는 배우하려고 미국을 갔지만 나는 배우라는 액팅이라는 연기라는 것을 배우려고 미국을 간 거예요. 여러분들도 그렇게 했으면 좋겠어요. 어떤 기술을 배우려고 아니면은 어떤 교육을 받으려고 미국을 가는 거지 영어를 배우려고 미국을 가는 게 아니었으면 좋겠어요. 그리고 요즘 국내파인데 뭐 영어를 엄청 잘하시는 분들 굉장히 많이 계시고요. 해외에서 30년 사셨는데 영어 한마디 못하는 한국인들 굉장히 많아요. 제가 요거는 내일 영상 올라가는 거에 대해서 많이 이야기 나눌게요. 그래서 영어는 꼭 굳이 해외에 나가야지만 영어를 배운다. 물론 나가면 좋아요. 근데 나가서도 한국 사람들이랑 어울리고 영어를 쓰는 그런 상황에 본인을 투입시키지 않으면은 영어 절대로 못 늘어요. 미국 LA 같은 데 가서 LA의 인구가 몇 명인지 아세요? 30만 명이에요. 30만 명. 30만 명이면은 영등포구 인원이에요. 인원 저거예요. 영등포구 어 인구예요. 뭐 going back and forth is hard to 어마어마하게 많은 거예요, LA 같은 지역에는 한국 사람들이. 그러면은 한국말을 할 수밖에 없어요. 한국 사람들이니까 다. 그러면은 미국을 가도 한국인들이 없는 지역을 가고 한국인들이 있는 지역이어도 영어를 최대한 많이 쓰려고 하고 한국인 지역이어도 외국인 친구들을 많이 사귀고 해야지만 영어가 느는 거예요. 무조건 미국 간다고 영어 느는 게 아니고. 그죠? 오케이. Anyway, going back to English. 여러분 방금 최근에 들어오신 분들은 영어로 제가 지금부터 영어로 하겠습니다 하면은 영어로 다 질문을 받고 영어로 이야기를 할 거예요. 그래서 한국말은 최대한 자제해 주셨으면 좋겠고요. 지금부터 다시 영어로 하겠습니다. Okay. Let's go back up. I want to ask you guys actually, what is um what is lingua franca? I wrote that earlier. What is lingua franca? Thank you. Let's give a little bit of time for people to think about that answer, or maybe they can Google it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to Google. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Lots of respect to you, Chanage. That's awesome.
Very cool.
I would actually love to meet that person because I mean I love animals. I'm just allergic to a lot of them.
Yeah.
I feel like I learn a lot about animals from you. Yes, an international language. Yes. Yes.
A common. Yeah.
That's what lingua franca basically is. Okay.
Understand foreign.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's a good question, Jay. Would you like to answer that?
So like why don't we sometimes understand a foreigner speaking English when they're not fluent? I think a lot of the time it does have to do with the pronunciation or the rhythm actually probably has a lot to do with it. Because when you speak a language, when you're fluent, the way you say things, it has a certain rhythm, right? You don't say my name is Aiden. You say my name is Aiden. And it has a certain rhythm and flow to it. And I think people tend to not listen to every single word when they're fluent in a language. You hear the sentence and you hear the tone and the flow. So sometimes if somebody is not used to listening to a certain accent or the way that that person speaks, it can be hard to understand because they're not used to splitting up the words or listening to what somebody's actually saying. They're used to the whole thing. And I think some people are better at understanding at other people's accents than others. I mean, some people in the US unfortunately are, they've never really had to deal with that. They live in the middle of nowhere in the country. And so for them, it might be really hard to understand another accent. Whereas other people who live in a big city sometimes are used to kind of adapting to different accents. But I think the flow has a big, intonation, not as much in English because the tones are not as big of a deal. But the flow, the rhythm can make a big difference. Are you gonna explain lingua franca? Or are you still waiting for?
No, I'm just thinking about because we have about 13 minutes left.
Mm.
I'm thinking about how to finish it up, and I do want to move towards what people's goals are. Um, I want to ask you guys, what are your goals? What are your not New Year's resolutions? Just what are your goals related to English, related to conversational English? Spent 4 years in Korean Navy as a rescue diver. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. Going back to 2014. Yeah, that's tough. Well, thank you for your service, though. Thank you for your service. Um, that's fine. I don't know why that was for me. That's fine. See you soon. Um, yeah. Okay, explanation of lingua franca. Good. Yeah, I'll explain that. Think about the question I asked. What are your goals related to conversational English? Think about that, guys. Lingua franca is, somebody said it, an international language. It is a language where
A universal.
it is a universal, good, the universal language. Okay. What are the universal languages besides English?
So
Awesome.
he finished his story.
Yeah, Finn Pinnacle.
So
Thank you,
that's
Finn.
Mm. That's a really good motivation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a very good motivation. Yeah, thank you for Finn Pinnacle. That's awesome. Hmm. Universal language, I would say number one, the first, the biggest universal language would be English. And I think that's the reason why people want to learn English. Because when you learn English, you can communicate with everybody in the world. And I mean everybody. At least a little bit, right? When you learn English, you can communicate with everybody in the world, right? That's what lingua franca is. It's lingua franca is the universal language. Um, and when somebody said, I wish somebody had said this because somebody, when I asked, why do you want to learn English? I wish somebody said, I want to communicate with everybody in the world. Okay, good. For my future child, yeah. I love I love how these comments that come up that it's so unrelated to what we're talking about.
Well, that's their English goal, maybe.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
what
that's
they
a,
want.
maybe that's what I want to learn English. Okay.
Really, can I just really
Yeah,
quick?
go ahead.
Just going back to somebody asked like a really quick grammar, how important is grammar, and then like, my goal is making mistakes that native English speakers usually make. I mean, grammar is very important, of course, but it's one of those things. We kind of have a saying in English or in the US, I don't know where else they would use it, but it's sort of like you have to learn the rules in order to break them, is like a phrase. So, yes, it's important to learn grammar because that's the structure of the language. However, it's not the most important thing. You can still communicate very well without having perfect grammar. People will understand what you're saying unless they also have a problem themselves. But so it's, and that's the other thing is English speakers, native English speakers, do not use perfect grammar. There's a lot of things. It's whatever's colloquial language, what's trending on whatever. So grammar is very important, but it's not the most important thing. And once you learn grammar, it'll be really easy to see where people are using it differently and why they're using it that way. But you'll see the difference. Anyway, sorry.
No, that was good. That was a good.
Just wanted to say
I really appreciated that answer. Chanage. That's
love your
awesome.
hairstyle.
Thank you, Chanage. Thank you so much. That is a really, really good goal. Yeah, no, that sounds like that's the vision, right? We always want to have vision of where we want to go in life, right? And I think Chanage, I really hats off to you. I show you lots of respect. Kudos to you. Um, TEDx, go up on TEDx as a lecturer someday and use English like a native speaker. And that's awesome. We always want to have visions and always want to have goals. And they say if you tell people your goals, you're more likely to actually achieve them. If you tell people about your dreams, you're more likely to achieve them. So feel free, guys. Feel free to write your goals down. Okay. I want to go up on TEDx as well. I don't know what I'll talk about, but that's a really good goal. And thank you, Bodejang. That's to me, right? Not to her.
Probably to you. I don't have a particularly interesting
All
hashtag
right.
today.
Okay. Privileges and opportunities if you speak English fluently. Okay. A lot more opportunities in jobs. A lot more opportunities in what else besides just being able to have more job opportunities.
I mean, social opportunities.
Social opportunities, yes. Okay. That's a good point. And privileges.
You have access to even really small things. Like, I mean, Hollywood, right? When a film is translated into another language, just like any other language, you lose a lot of nuance and stuff. So even just like enjoying certain films or being able to catch on to the nuances of talks or even the news in other languages like English, things like that. I think you can. It's a small thing, but
Okay, that's a good point. HHJ39. Okay. Um, that's good. That means you do hang out. That means you do have foreign friends. Okay. And that means you do want to hey, speak with foreign friends. Okay. That means you have that necessity. You put yourself in the necessity um, situation. Okay. The necessary situation to get yourself to speak English. That would be a good goal. Yeah. Keep practicing with them. Keep practicing with them. Yeah. What does Gung mean? That's my name. 제 이름 김궁입니다. We're gonna end in about 3-4 minutes. Okay, because we don't have that much time. I have other stuff to do. 여러분 여기까지 영어로 하고 한국말로 좀 진행을 할게요. 마지막 3분 동안 질문 해주시면 제가 답변하도록 할게요. 한국말로 하셔도 돼요. Did I feel like I could have passed. 질문 제가 답변 안 드린 것도 있는데 답변 안 드린 거는 제가 빼먹어서 안 드린 걸 수도 있고 제가 답변하기 좀 그래서 뭐 별로 재미없는 좀 그런 단어 질문들은 답변 안 드립니다. What do you think is the most important thing in English conversation, for example? The most important thing. Okay, that's a good question.
it's kind of really hard because you
That
can't
is
do
very,
one without
very-
the other.
Yeah, no, that's a
If you
very good
can't-
question.
If you can't listen, then speaking doesn't help you. But if you can't, you know,
그런 건
so-
있어요, 여러분. 일단은 대화를 하려면 먼저 들어야 돼요. 그죠? 그리고 듣고 나서 단어가 이루어져야지만 문장을 만들 수 있고 그리고 그 사이에 문법이 들어가야지만 말이 나올 수 있는 건데 제가 봤을 때는 최고 중요한 거는 말씀드리기가 힘들어요. 왜냐하면은 최고 중요한 건 사람마다 다를 것 같아요. 예를 들어서 제가 학생들 지도하다 보면은 이 사람은 자신감도 넘치고 단어들도 많이 아는데 말이 안 나와. 그러면은 그 사람한테 중요한 게 뭘까요? 그 사람이 중요한 거는 아마 제가 봤을 때는 듣기와 문법인 것 같아요. 혹은 문법이 중요한 것 같아요, 그 사람들은. 왜냐면 단어들은 알아도 문장을 만들 수 있는 이렇게 문장을 만들 수 있는 것들은 문법이 있어야지만 그게 가능하거든요. 그렇기 때문에 사실 사람들마다 다 달라요. 예. 김의 김? 김의 김. 예, 김의 김자예요. 뽀대장님 지난 추석에 프랑스 여자를 만나셨으면은 불어를 하셔야죠. 불어 배우셔야죠. Do you speak Korean?
learning slowly.
Learning slowly.
I can understand a little bit.
팟캐스트 듣고 대본 보면서 공부하고 따라 말하는 게 도움이 될까요? 친구랑 대화하는데 문제가 없도록 하고 싶은데 일상적인 주제로 말하는 팟캐스트. 스완님, 이거는 제가 답변을 드리고 싶은데 스완님의 실력이 어느 정도 이게 뭐 미드 보고 CNN 보고 뭐 이런 거 CNN이 좋아요, 나빠요 이런 얘기 많이 나오는데 여러분의 실력에 따라 다릅니다. 이것도 팟캐스트 듣고 대본 보면서 그것도 여러분의 실력에 따라 다른 거예요. 제가 영어 회화를 지도하다 보면은 모든 공식을 다 투입해서 던질 수가 없어요. 사람의 개인 차이가 있고 사람의 그 배경도 다르고 그렇기 때문에 수아님이 어느 정도 실력이 있고 어느 정도 영어의 배경이 있고에 따라 그 답변은 예스가 되고 노가 될 것 같습니다. 팟캐스트는 좋아요. 근데 제가 추천드리는 거는 일반적으로 추천드린 거는 영상을 추천을 드리고요. 팟캐스트도 물론 나쁜다는 건 절대로 아니에요. 네. 선배를 영어로 뭐라고 하는 선배라는 건 그런 단어가 없어요. 왜냐면 미국 제가 미군들이랑 훈련도 해 봤는데 선배님 뭐 이런 거 안 써요. 계급을 만약에 군대에서는 계급을 이야기하고 성을 이야기하고 그러면은 대학교에서는 선배를 어떻게 표현하냐? 그냥 이름 불러요. 선배라는 뜻은 senior이라고 하는데 senior 뭐뭐뭐 이렇게 하지 않아요.
It's just names.
Just names.
You just, I mean, yeah, you just call someone by their name. Even parents sometimes. What is an idiom?
선배를 영어권 사람들이 이렇게 부르는 영어 소리. 영어권 사람들이 교포분들보다 영어 소리가 생각보다 많이 다르게 들리고 훨씬 어렵게 들리는데 차이가 뭘까요? 다 차이가 조금씩 있죠. 그거는 개개인 차이예요. 뭐 한국말도 한국 사람들도 왜 뭐 말하는 게 조금 다를 수가 있잖아요. 그거는 사실 개인 차고 물론 저도 뭐 이제 저는 한국말을 먼저 배웠고 네이티브가 아니에요. 저는 네이티브가 아닌데 뭐 에이든이 제 와이프랑 저랑 소리가 좀 다를 수가 있겠죠. 뭐 그거는 사람들의 배경마다도 다 다른 것 같아요. 배경이 다르니까. 어디서 왔고 어디서 자라왔고. Okay. What?
The bottom.
Okay. Yeah, I should probably end it now. 여러분들 제가 다 답장 하나하나씩은 못 드려서 죄송합니다. 지금 대표님 좀 뭐 질문들이 많은데 제가 지금 시간이 많이 없어요. 그래서 너무너무 처음부터 아마 계셨던 분들이 많을 거예요. 뽀 대장님 같은 경우 잔하기는 처음부터 계속 계셨고 there's a lot of people that's been here the entire time. Thank you so much. I wanna just say thank you. That's all I wanna say right now. And I apologize for the last few questions. 마지막 질문 몇 개들이 있는데 지금 제가 하나씩 다 못 읽어 가지고 일단은 너무너무 감사드리고요. 여러분들 지금 몇 분은 제가 이름을 입력해 놨어요. 너무너무 감사드리고 그리고 자주 댓글에서 많이 뵙는 분들인데 이분들 제가 기억하겠습니다. 여러분 너무너무 감사드리고 이거 자주 할 거예요. 제가 봤을 때 여러분들이 도움이 되셨다면 좋겠지만 저는 너무너무 좋았기 때문에 이거를 한 일주일에 1번 아니면 2 번은 꼭 할 것 같아요. 여러분들 제가 그거 할 때 직전에 뭐 한 이틀 전에 꼭 이야기를 할게요. 여러분들한테 "아 이때 이 시간대 하겠습니다."라고 이야기를 먼저 나눌 거니까 꼭 알림 뭐 이런 거 해 주시고 설정해 주시면은 바로바로 뜨니까 봐 주시면 좋을 것 같습니다, 여러분. Is there anything you wanna say?
I don't know. I don't think so.
People come look for you. I said don't say that she's the reason why you're here, but people come look for you and
Well, maybe we should do another live where we just do like personal questions.
maybe we should do that. 다음 시간에는 뭐 이제 영어를 떠나서 나중에 뭐 이제 maybe not next time, but 나중에 좀 시간이 좀 지나고 나서 저희에 대해서 질문하는 뭐 Q&A 뭐 이런 것도 할게요. 지금은 오늘은 제가 이제 레슨을 준비해 왔다 보니까 시간이 좀 그렇게 됐는데 이거 너무너무 감사드리고 다음번에 또 이번 주 아니면 다음 주 안에 한 번 더 할 것 같아요. 너무너무 감사드리고요. Thank you so much. We're at 10,000 now. Let's get up to 10 million.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye. Have a good
Bye.
evening.